Okay, so today we're going to give you our first glimpse at our favorite peach here on the farm. That's coming up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today on Tuesday. It's our second week of May in 2018, and you know what? It is hot today. Just got home from work. It's about 4:15, almost 4:30 in the afternoon. You know what? It's still over 100 degrees, and we broke a record on Sunday. Just never a good thing when you break heat records in Arizona in May, or really any time of year, honestly. Anyways, I digress. So what we're coming to you today with is we're actually coming to you today with our first fruit ripening of our peach varieties of this season. So what we're really excited to share with you guys is our favorite peach so far. This is our Florida Prince peach behind us, and this is the first tree that we had actually produce for us. It's actually been producing now. This will be its third season of production. So we let it fruit after its first full year. We've talked about that before, but this is our third crop. Now, one of the other things I've mentioned in one of our other videos on peaches, in fact, I think it was when I was thinning peaches, I'll link that here. One of the things that we had mentioned was our crops this year. As most of you run into who grow peaches have a problem with, we had a problem with this year, and that was a late frost. So we got a late frost in February, and I'll tell you what, it devastated our harvest from this tree, which was really a bummer for Lori and I. This is our favorite peach, and we have just a fraction of the fruit that we've had the last couple years. Usually what we have to do with this tree is actually net the tree, because we've got a couple hundred fruit on it, and the only way for us to protect it from the birds so that we get some is to net it. This year we're not even going to net it. In fact, Lori and I went through last night. We just used our organza bags, and I'll link our fig video to kind of talk a little bit about organza bags and how we utilize those. We're just utilizing some of our larger organza bags on this tree, and it's really all we're going to need to do, which is really unfortunate, but because we still followed the same process with thinning, we still have some good fruit. And last night I found one that is going to probably be, I hope, perfect for us today. So we're going to harvest that here in just a second. A little bit more about the Florida Prince peach. So Florida Prince peaches are a clingstone variety, which simply means that the pit on the inside kind of sticks to the fruit, so it doesn't come out very easily. We don't mind because the flavor is amazing. Because it's an early peach, the disadvantage is it does flower and set fruit early. This year that was a severe disadvantage because that's where we got our frost damage, and it really killed our crop. However, especially here in Arizona, the advantage to those early peaches is you don't get the super hot and dry weather that can really affect the way that piece of fruit tastes. So, you know, here we are, second week of May, and we're going to be picking peaches. So that's the Florida Prince. Another thing with this tree is in the ground for almost 3.5 years. So one of the first trees that we planted it was probably about a year or two old when we got it. So the tree itself is probably about a 5-year-old tree when it's all said and done. I want to say we got this from Home Depot. I'm pretty sure we did. But you can see behind me, it's doing great. The tree itself is probably a good 8, 9, maybe 10 feet across, and we haven't pruned it yet, done our summer pruning yet. So he's already probably 8 to 9 feet tall. So it's really tall tree. Beautiful looking trees too, by the way. So even if you're not into fruit, don't know why you wouldn't be, but even if you're not into fruit, it's a beautiful tree to have. So very productive. It's productive year after year. Would have been a great tree and a productive tree again this year if we didn't have that frost we talked about. But in the end, just a great clingstone variety, an early variety. It's our first variety that actually sets fruit, and of course we get to eat, which we're going to be doing right now. So Lori, I'm going to have her squeeze in just a little bit if she can't see us all that well. So really what we had talked about before is we did talk about thinning. I think I've already linked that video, but we do still thin the trees. This particular branch only has the one fruit on it. I've got the organza bag that I'm going to take off. So this is a larger organza bag. We get these from Amazon. They're inexpensive. They usually come in packs of like 50 or 100, but this one actually fits even up to our pomegranates. We use these on pomegranates as well. So I'm going to take that off. And then real quick, when you're harvesting peaches, so you need to be careful with peaches. Peaches, this one's a little bit small, a little on the small side, so we do get them bigger than this. But peaches, as they get larger, they kind of get these divots and almost kind of grow into the branch. So you need to be careful spinning these. A lot of times you can spin them, they'll come off easier if you do and you won't damage the flesh. This one hasn't grown into the branch much, so I'm going to spin it just slightly and it should come off easily. It did. So now this fruit here, you can see it, there's no green on the top. It gives under really, really slight pressure. Probably could have left this peach on the tree maybe one more day, but still looking forward to it because I just know how these taste. So I'm gonna try it for you here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this peach, super, super juicy. You know, it's got just your classic peach flavor, but I'll tell you what, one of the things that we notice about this fruit, you know, I've always been a bigger fan of nectarines than peaches, at least when I would buy them from the stores, which I just don't anymore because I can't. At least not after trying these. You won't either. So that's a warning. But, you know, you eat this fuzzy stuff, and a lot of times that's bitter. In some varieties it is, but this one it's not. So all you really get is just that super, super sweet, almost a little bit of tang, but it's mainly sweet. Just really, really juicy. Like I said, I probably could have left this on the tree for another day or so, but we wanted to try one because we get a little antsy when we start seeing these things ripen up. And the rest of this is going to Lori. Well, at least half of it, maybe not all of it. So see if she's eating it now. You can't see her, but it's good. So anyhow, that's Florida Prince peach. So we've got, I don't know, we didn't keep count, but not a lot of fruit. I'm gonna say maybe 50 or 60 fruit on the tree. Usually we have a few hundred pieces of fruit on the tree. But we'll actually harvest off of this for probably another week or two. That's about how long the harvest lasts for this. And then we actually have another peach tree that you'll have seen before, our desert gold peach. That tree will actually be ripe in about 2 weeks. So we'll have successive ripening and we'll have peaches here for really about a month and a half. We like this tree so much we planted another one this year. So we got a bare root tree from Greg Peterson in the Urban Farm Fruit Tree Program. We got another one from him, put it in the ground in January. It's already doing really, really well over on the other side of the property just to increase our harvest because we really love these peaches. So if you're gonna pick one peach and you only have space for one and you're here in Arizona, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna highly encourage you to give a Florida Prince a shot. So just want to thank you for joining us today. And you know what, if you haven't done so already, hey, subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of great content coming up, especially if you like videos like this where we're talking about fruit trees. You know, we go out of our meat production because of just the heat of the summer. We don't try to produce much in the way of livestock here during the summertime, but it really does ramp up our fruit production, and we'll have a lot of videos coming up on that. And you know, hey, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. We love interacting with you guys, and if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, hey, we'll take them all. So just want to thank you again for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you.